one decision. One moment where you stand at the crossroads of your life, the weight of your dreams pressing against the chains of your doubts. In that single, unflinching choice to act, to believe, to claim your worth, lies the power to change everything. The world will tell you to wait for the right time, the perfect plan, the absence of fear, but waiting is the thief of destiny. Success, freedom, greatness, they are not gifts bestowed upon the fortunate. They are conquests, seized by those who decide they are enough. Napoleon Hill, the relentless architect of human triumph, studied those who reshaped history: Edison, Carnegie, Ford, Lincoln, men who made one decision that altered their lives and the world forever. They did not stumble into glory, they chose it, with a fire that burned through every obstacle. You stand at that same crossroads now, the power of one decision pulsing in your hands. Will you let doubt anchor you, or will you unleash the force within, changing everything with a single, relentless choice? The universe is waiting, not to judge, but to witness the moment you decide to become unstoppable. Your mind is a forge, a molten crucible where every thought is shaped into destiny or despair. Hill taught that the mind is the starting point of all achievement, but it is also the battleground where dreams are lost. Most people hesitate, their minds cluttered with doubts, excuses, and the weight of indecision, waiting for a sign to act. Your thoughts are not neutral, they are architects, building either empires of possibility or prisons of regret. Picture a river, its current fierce and unyielding, carving canyons through stone. Your mind is that river. Channel it with belief, guide it with purpose, and it will forge a path to greatness. But let it stagnate, let it be muddied by fear or hesitation, and it will pool into a life unlived. The power of one decision begins with mastering your mind, choosing thoughts that ignite your fire, not those that smother it. Act as if you are already the person whose mind is a disciplined fortress, forging the steel of your destiny with every relentless choice. Belief is the spark that sets the forge ablaze. It is not a timid hope or a fleeting wish, it is a fire, a defiant conviction that you are worthy of the life you dream. Hill called it faith, not in some distant deity, but in the infinite potential within you. Doubt is a cunning thief, whispering lies, you're not enough. You've failed before. It's too late. Most people listen, paralyzed by these voices, never making the decision to rise. But look at those who changed everything with one choice. Abraham Lincoln, a lanky lawyer with no pedigree, decided he could lead a nation through its darkest hour. Walt Disney, bankrupt and broken, decided a mouse could charm the world. They were not born with crowns, they forged them with belief. Belief is not about ignoring your flaws, it is about seeing the truth beyond them. It is standing in the ashes of your past and envisioning a future of triumph. Act as if you are already the person whose belief burns so fiercely it melts every chain, and let that single decision propel you forward. Clarity is the lens that sharpens belief into purpose. Without it, you are a wanderer, lost in a fog of indecision, chasing shadows of dreams without ever defining your own. Hill taught that desire is the spark of all achievement, but desire without direction is a wildfire, beautiful, but destructive. Picture your life as a vast, uncharted wilderness. Which path will you carve? Not the one society expects, not the one fear permits, but the one that sets your soul ablaze. Clarity is not a gift, it is a conquest, won by interrogating your heart. What do you want? Not what the world demands, but what makes your pulse race: freedom, impact, legacy. Write it down. Speak it aloud. Let the answers cut through the fog like a beacon. Clarity is not a single epiphany, it is a fire, built question by question, choice by choice, until your destination burns as bright as the dawn. Act as if you are already the person who knows their path, and let that one decision to see clarity guide your every step. Vision is clarity's air, the blueprint of your transformation. It is not enough to know what you want, you must see it, feel it, live it in your bones. Most people hesitate, their visions dimmed by fear or the belief they don't deserve more. Vision is the architect's plan, the sculptor's sketch, the composer's melody before the first note. Andrew Carnegie did not just want wealth, he saw steel bridges spanning rivers, factories humming with life, a nation transformed. His vision was so vivid it pulled him through betrayal and hardship. Your vision must be just as real. Close your eyes. See the life you're destined to claim, not the one you've settled for, but the one that makes your heart thunder. See the empire you'll build, the lives you'll touch, the legacy you'll leave. Write it down. Speak it into existence. Let it become a flame that no doubt can extinguish. Act as if you are already the person whose vision burns so brightly it changes everything, and let that one decision shape your reality. Purpose is the fuel that feeds your vision. It is the why that makes the how possible. Most people drift, chasing fleeting pleasures or external validation, never finding a reason to endure the weight of their decision. Purpose is not a lofty ideal, it is a force, a North Star guiding you through the darkness. Viktor Frankl, who survived Auschwitz, said that those who found meaning could endure anything. Your purpose need not be grand, it need only be yours. It might be to lift your family, to create something that lasts, to prove to yourself what's possible. Hill studied Henry Ford, who did not just build cars, he built a legacy of progress, a world where movement was freedom. Ford's purpose was not profit, it was possibility. Find your why. Let it be the heartbeat of your journey, the fire that carries you further than talent or luck. Act as if you are already the person driven by a purpose so fierce it cannot be extinguished, and let that one decision anchor every choice you make. Discipline is the steel that holds purpose in place. It is the daily choice to act over procrastinate, to choose effort over ease, to build rather than dream. Most people hesitate, waiting for inspiration or perfect conditions, never making the decision to move. Discipline is saying no to that temptation, showing up when you're tired, when you're afraid, when the world offers every excuse to quit. Hill marveled at Thomas Edison, who worked through 10,000 failures to invent the light bulb. Edison's genius was not inborn, it was forged by discipline. You are not your feelings. You are not your fatigue. You are your choices. Discipline is choosing to act when every fiber craves rest, acting as if you are already the person who commands their destiny. It is the daily deposit in the bank of your future self, the unwavering vow that you will not betray your dreams. Act as if you are already the person whose discipline is unyielding, forging habits that build greatness one relentless decision at a time. Action is discipline's air, the tangible proof of your decision. Most people wait, paralyzed by the gap between their dreams and reality, hoping for a sign to act. Action is not perfection, it is motion. The world rewards the bold, not the flawless. Hill's philosophy was about creating the moment, not waiting for it. Edison did not wait for the light bulb to invent itself. He tried, failed, adjusted, tried again. Each failure was a step, each step a victory. What is your next step? Not the grand leap, but the one action you can take today to change everything. Take it. Then take another. Momentum is a force of nature, and it begins with a single push. Action is the bridge between your mind and the world, the moment your vision takes root in reality. Act as if you are already the person who moves without hesitation, and let that one decision unleash a tidal wave of transformation. Gratitude is the quiet power that fuels your endurance. It is not a shallow platitude, it is a lens, a way of seeing that transforms struggle into strength. Hill believed that gratitude aligned the mind with abundance, tuning it to opportunity rather than lack. Most people focus on what they lack, letting resentment dim their vision. Look around you. The breath in your lungs, the chance to try again, the lessons carved into your failures, they are treasures. Andrew Carnegie, at the height of his wealth, said his greatest riches were his ability to appreciate what he had. Gratitude does not erase hardship, it gives you the strength to face it. It reminds you that you are not a victim of your journey, you are its architect. In the moments when the path feels steep, pause. Breathe. Find one thing, no matter how small, that anchors you to hope. Let it ground you, and then keep moving. Act as if you are already the person who finds gratitude in the struggle, and let that one decision stoke your fire. Adaptability is the wind that carries your decision through the storms of life. The path to greatness is not a straight road, it is a turbulent sea, shifting with challenges, setbacks, and unforeseen currents. Most people hesitate, clinging to rigid plans or the comfort of indecision, waiting for a calmer tide to act. But those who wield the power of one decision embrace change as a sailor embraces the wind, using it to propel their course. Napoleon Hill's contemporaries, like John D. Rockefeller, built empires not because they avoided disruption, but because they thrived in it. When markets shifted, when rivals rose, they pivoted, innovated, endured. Darwin did not say the strongest survive, he said the most adaptable do. Your dreams will demand you evolve, your strategies will falter, your expectations will shatter. That is not defeat, it is the crucible of your transformation. Learn from it. Adjust. Keep sailing. The person who changes everything is not rigid, they are fluid, like a river carving its path through stone. Adaptability is not compromise, it is mastery, the relentless resolve to shape your course no matter the storm. Act as if you are already the one who bends without breaking, and the seas will part for your fire. Resilience is adaptability's twin, the unyielding refusal to let the storms of life extinguish your decision. The journey sparked by one choice is fraught with trials, failures, rejections, moments of crushing doubt that threaten to anchor you to a lesser life. Most people falter, believing these storms mark the end, retreating to the safety of inaction. But resilience is the choice to rise, to act as if you are already the person who overcomes. Hill taught that every adversity carries the seed of an equivalent benefit, a hidden opportunity waiting to be seized. Abraham Lincoln faced relentless loss, elections, loved ones, a nation at war, yet he rose, again and again, because his decision to lead was unshakable. Your scars are not chains, they are proof of your strength. Look at the struggles you faced, the doubts you've silenced, the moments you thought you couldn't go on. They are not your defeat, they are your forge. Find the seed in your hardships. Nurture it. Let it fuel you. The world respects those who rise, not those who never fall. Act as if you are already the person whose resilience is a beacon, and let no storm dim the fire of your one decision. Learning is the compass that guides your resilience. The person who changes everything with one decision is not static, they are a student, ever growing, ever evolving. Most people hesitate, fearing the effort of growth or believing they've learned enough to coast. Hill spent decades studying the successful Edison, Carnegie, Ford, not to idolize them, but to dissect their methods. He was a student until the end, and so must you be. Learning is not a chore, it is a rebellion against stagnation, a refusal to let ignorance tether you to a lesser life. Read. Listen. Question. Seek mentors, not to follow blindly, but to stand on their shoulders. Thomas Edison's genius was not a gift, it was built, experiment by experiment, book by book. The world is a classroom, and every experience is a lesson. Failures teach more than successes. Critics sharpen more than compliments. Embrace them. Let them refine you. Act as if you are already the person who craves growth, who sees every lesson as a spark to fuel their fire. The universe opens its secrets to those who learn with relentless hunger, one decision at a time. Courage is the heartbeat of learning. It is not the absence of fear, but the choice to act in spite of it. The world amplifies fear, whispering that the path ignited by your decision is too perilous, the risks too great, the seas too vast. Most people remain trapped, paralyzed by this voice, never making the choice to move. But courage is the fire that burns through fear, the decision to act as if you are already the person who conquers. Hill studied men like Henry Ford, who faced ridicule for his horseless carriage, yet sailed forward, undeterred by the world's laughter. Courage is not a feeling, it is a vow, a commitment to move even when your heart races. J.K. Rowling, rejected by 12 publishers, could have buried her manuscript. Instead, she acted as if she were already the author who would change the world, and that courage birthed Harry Potter, a phenomenon that enchanted millions. Your courage is your power. Act, and fear will bow. Move, and the path will appear. Act as if you are already the warrior whose fire cannot be quenched, and let your courage propel you through every tempest. Auto-suggestion is the silent rudder that steers your courage. Hill taught that the subconscious mind is a fertile garden, and every thought you plant takes root. Most people let their minds grow wild, overrun by weeds of doubt and hesitation, stifling their potential. Autosuggestion is not wishful thinking, it is a deliberate act of planting the seeds of transformation. Oprah Winfrey, born into poverty and pain, could have believed she was nothing. Instead, she spoke a different truth. She stood before mirrors, before empty rooms, and declared her worth. "I am destined for greatness," she told herself, and her mind listened. That belief carried her from a small-town newsroom to a global empire. You are the gardener of your soul. Speak to yourself with conviction. Write your vision in bold letters. Say, "I am capable. I am unstoppable. My decision changes everything." Let those words sink into your core. They are not empty, they are the fuel of your transformation. Act as if you are already the person whose mind is a fortress, and your fire will blaze through any darkness. Mastermind alliances are the crew that strengthens your ship. Hill believed that no one changes everything alone. Your vision is a flame, but it burns brighter when surrounded by others who share your fire. Most people falter, surrounding themselves with doubters who reinforce their fears, fearing the effort of seeking better company. A mastermind is not a casual gathering, it is a coalition of minds, a circle of dreamers who challenge you, sharpen you, lift you higher. Andrew Carnegie surrounded himself with advisors who were smarter than he was. He did not fear their brilliance, he harnessed it, building an empire that transformed a nation. Look at your circle. Are they anchors or sails? Do they hold you back or propel you forward? Seek those who see your potential, who hold you accountable, who refuse to let you settle. Steve Jobs did not build Apple alone, he had Wozniak, designers, visionaries who shared his dream. Your mastermind might be mentors, peers, even the wisdom of books. Act as if you are already the person who builds alliances that fuel their fire, and let them carry you to shores you cannot reach alone. Sacrifice is the price of your fire's endurance. The power of one decision demands a trade, a willing exchange of comfort for conquest. Most people hesitate, unwilling to let go of the familiar, believing they can claim greatness without cost. Hill studied men like Thomas Edison, who sacrificed sleep, security, and approval to chase his vision. Sacrifice is not loss, it is investment. Serena Williams sacrificed parties, rest, the carefree life of youth to train, to compete, to win. She acted as if she were already a legend, and it made her one. What are you willing to give up? The late night scrolling? The toxic relationships that drain your soul? The fear of being seen? Sacrifice is not punishment, it is power. Every no to the trivial is a yes to your destiny. Act as if you are already the person who pays the price without hesitation, and the universe will reward your resolve with the strength to sail on. Time is the tide that carries your fire forward. Most people waste it, letting hours slip away in distractions, procrastination, or the demands of others, hoping greatness will find them. Hill warned that drifting, living without purpose, is the greatest tragedy of all. The clock is ticking, not to scare you, but to awaken you. Marie Curie, toiling in a freezing shed, discovered radium because she treated time like gold. She acted as if every moment mattered, and it changed the world. Audit your days. Where does your time go? Does it serve your transformation, or does it betray it? Cut what does not matter. Protect your hours like a fortress. Time is not your enemy, it is your tide, and every moment is a chance to sail closer to greatness. Act as if each second is a step toward your destiny, and let your fire burn with unrelenting intensity. Persistence is the relentless pulse of your transformation. The journey sparked by one decision is not a sprint, it is a marathon, demanding you keep burning through setbacks, doubts, and exhaustion. Most people falter, believing the struggle is a sign they're not worthy. Hill called persistence the sustained effort that builds faith, the refusal to let obstacles halt your voyage. Elon Musk watched his first rockets explode, his companies teeter on the edge of collapse. Yet he persisted, acting as if he were already the visionary who would change the world. Persistence is not about never falling, it is about rising every time you do. The world will slam doors in your face, laugh at your ambition, tempt you to quit. But persistence is the voice that says, "Not today." It is the courage to knock on one more door, to take one more step, to act as if the next attempt will be the one that changes everything. Keep burning, your resolve a thunder that shakes the seas, one decision at a time. Keep burning, your resolve a thunder that shakes the seas, one decision at a time. The horizon of your greatness stretches before you, its shores glittering with the promise of a life transformed. The world will not hand you success, it will test you with storms, doubts, and temptations to retreat. But you are not here to drift, you are here to sail, to claim your destiny with the fire of one relentless choice. Every day you act on that decision, every moment you choose courage over comfort, you forge a path that reshapes your reality. Napoleon Hill's wisdom, distilled from the triumphs of giants, is your compass. The power of one decision can change everything, but it is not a single act, it is a vow, a daily commitment to the person you were born to be. The universe is not watching to judge, it is waiting to bow to the one who sails with unyielding conviction, seizing their greatness one relentless day at a time. Faith is the invisible tide that lifts your ship above the storms. It is not a fleeting hope, but a blazing conviction that your transformation is not just possible, it is your destiny. The world will try to swamp this belief, whispering that your struggles are too heavy, your dreams too vast, your past too broken. Most people falter, letting doubt anchor them to a life of hesitation, never making the choice to rise. Hill described faith as a state of mind, a belief so fierce it aligns the universe to your will. Nelson Mandela, locked in a cell for 27 years, did not just hope for a free South Africa, he acted as if he were already the leader who would forge it. That faith carried him through darkness, isolation, and despair. Your faith must be just as unyielding. It is not about ignoring the waves, it is about knowing your fire is stronger. Faith is the whisper that says, "This is not the end." It is the courage to sail as if your greatness is inevitable, even when the seas rage. Write your destiny on your heart. Carry it like a lighthouse. Let it guide you through the fog. Act as if you are already the person whose faith burns so brightly it changes everything. Imagination is the sail that catches the wind of faith. Hill taught that the imagination is the shipyard where all plans are crafted, where your transformation takes shape before it touches the world. Most people cage their imagination, believing their reality is fixed, their limits set, their dreams out of reach. There are two kinds of imagination: synthetic, which reshapes existing ideas, and creative, which taps into the infinite intelligence of the universe. Walt Disney was a master of both. Bankrupt, mocked, told his dreams were childish, he acted as if he were already the visionary who would bring joy to millions. He saw castles, characters, entire kingdoms before a single brick was laid. Disneyland was not built with money, it was built with imagination. Your mind is the same shipyard. Close your eyes. See the life your decision will create, not the one you've settled for, but the one that sets your soul ablaze. See the empire you'll build, the lives you'll touch, the legacy you'll leave. Let that image fill your sails. The world cannot resist a mind that dares to dream without limits. Act as if you are already the dreamer whose vision charts the course to greatness, one relentless decision at a time. Influence is the wake that spreads your fire across the seas. Your transformation is not a solitary voyage, it is a beacon, capable of guiding others to their own shores of greatness. Most people focus only on their own journey, never realizing their power to inspire, fearing the responsibility of impact. Hill's mastermind principle was clear: influence is not a byproduct of success, it is its engine, a force that multiplies through connection. Harriet Tubman, who escaped slavery's chains, did not stop at her own freedom, she acted as if she were already the liberator who would lead hundreds to safety. Her single decision to act sparked a movement, igniting hope in countless hearts. Your influence is your power to shift the tides. It is the encouragement that lifts a friend, the idea that sparks a revolution, the example that shows others they too can make one decision that changes everything. You are not here to hoard your fire, you are here to share it. Who will you guide? What will you start? Act as if you are already the lighthouse whose flame inspires others to sail, and let your wake ripple through the world. Commitment is the anchor that steadies your ship in the storm. It is the unwavering vow to live as the person who made that one transformative decision, no matter the cost, no matter the waves. The world tempts you to drift, to chase fleeting pleasures, to dilute your vision for comfort. Most people falter, their greatness fading under the weight of indecision. Hill studied titans like Andrew Carnegie, who faced betrayal, skepticism, and chaos, yet acted as if he were already the architect of a nation's progress. Commitment is not a feeling, it is a promise, a pledge you make to yourself when the seas grow rough. Maya Angelou, who rose from trauma to become a voice for millions, acted as if she were already the beacon who would lift others. Her commitment turned words into a legacy that changed lives. Your commitment is your anchor. It is the voice that says, "I will not turn back." It is the fire that burns when all else fades. Make your vow. Write it in stone. Let it guide you through the tempests. Act as if you are already the person whose resolve is unbreakable, and let your commitment steer your course. Joy is the warmth of your fire's endurance. The journey sparked by one decision is not a grim toll, it is a dance, a celebration of the person you're becoming. Most people see struggle as punishment, letting it drain the light from their path, waiting for external rewards to restore it. Hill believed that a positive mental attitude was the key to unlocking opportunity. Joy is not the absence of hardship, it is the choice to find meaning in it. Walt Disney, battered by bankruptcy and betrayal, never lost his childlike wonder. He acted as if he were already the creator of worlds, and that joy built an empire. Your voyage will be turbulent. There will be nights when doubt weighs like an anchor, days when the storms threaten to capsize you. But in those moments, seek joy. Find it in the small victories, the step you took, the fear you faced, the decision you honored. Joy is the warmth that keeps your fire burning. It is the reminder that you are not just enduring, you are thriving, sculpting a life that sings with purpose. Act as if you are already the person who finds joy in the struggle, and let it illuminate your seas. Connection is the crew that strengthens your fire. Your transformation is not a solitary spark, it is a blaze that grows brighter when shared. Most people falter, isolating themselves, believing they must sail alone to prove their worth, fearing the vulnerability of connection. Hill's philosophy was rooted in the power of connection, the idea that we rise together or sink apart. Martin Luther King Jr. did not dream alone. He acted as if he were already the leader of a movement, standing with thousands, marching with millions, speaking for those whose voices were silenced. His fire was amplified by connection, by the hands he held, the hearts he moved. Seek your tribe. Find those who see your fire and fan it, who challenge you to sail farther, who remind you of your decision when doubt creeps in. Connection is not weakness, it is strength. It is the courage to be vulnerable, to share your dreams, to ask for help. You are not diminished by others, you are magnified. Act as if you are already the person who builds bridges, not walls, and watch your fire spread across the oceans. Humility is the quiet compass that keeps your fire true. It is not self-doubt, but the recognition that your transformation is part of a larger voyage. Most people let pride dim their fire, refusing to learn from others, believing they must stand above to shine. Hill taught that the most successful were those who listened to mentors, critics, even adversaries. Humility kept Carnegie grounded as he built his empire, kept Edison curious as he chased the impossible. It is the willingness to say, "I don't know, but I will learn." The world is a chorus of voices, some will cheer, some will condemn. Humility lets you hear them all without losing your course. It reminds you that your fire is not above others, but beside them. Stay humble, not to dim your flame, but to let it burn brighter. Act as if you are already the person who serves, who lifts others as they rise, and your greatness will grow without bounds. Infinite intelligence is the unseen tide that lifts your relentless fire. Hill believed that the mind is a receiver, capable of tapping into a universal reservoir of wisdom and inspiration. Most people never listen, too caught in the noise of their doubts. This is not mysticism, it is the spark of creation that pulses through every inventor, every dreamer. Marie Curie did not discover radium by chance. She acted as if she were already the scientist who would change the world, tuning her mind to the frequency of possibility. You have the same access. In the quiet moments, when you silence the world's clamor, you can feel it, a whisper, a vision, a truth that burns brighter than fear. Trust it. Nurture it. Let it guide you. Infinite intelligence is the tide that carries your fire, the compass in your hand. Act as if you are already the person who receives these gifts, and the universe will guide your ship to shores of greatness. Legacy is the fire you leave burning in the world. Your transformation, sparked by one decision, is not just a voyage for today, it is a beacon for tomorrow, a blaze that outlives you. Most people chase fleeting sparks, measuring their worth in temporary triumphs. Hill believed that true greatness is achieved in service to something larger. Malala Yousafzai did not just survive, she acted as if she were already a global voice, leaving a legacy of education and empowerment. Your legacy is the warmth you leave behind. It is the lives you touch, the hearts you ignite, the dreams that sail because you dared to make one decision that changed everything. Ask yourself, what fire will you leave? Not for your ego, but for the world. Your greatness is not complete until it sets others ablaze. Now, stand at the helm of your ship. Look back at the seas you've crossed, the doubts you've burned, the fears you've conquered, the steps you've taken, driven by one decision that changed everything. They are not accidents. They are the forge that shaped you. You are not the person who stood trembling at the shore. You are a force, a creator, a flame. The world is not the same because you chose to act. But this is not the end, it is the beginning. Your greatness is not a harbor to rest in, it is a fire to share. You are here to build, to inspire, to leave a blaze that echoes through eternity. The storms were fierce, but your fire is fiercer. The doubts were loud, but your decision is louder. Close your eyes. See the life you were born to live, not the one you once settled for, but the one you deserve. See the empire you'll build, the lives you'll touch, the legacy you'll leave. Feel the heat of your fire, the weight of your purpose, the pulse of your destiny. This is your moment. Not tomorrow, not when you're ready, but now. The clock is ticking, not to limit you, but to remind you, you have everything you need. Your mind is the forge, your belief the flame, your actions the hammer. What will you create? Step forward. The power of one decision changes everything. Claim your greatness with every breath, every choice, every step. The world is not waiting for you to feel worthy, it is waiting for you to act worthy. You are not here to drift, to doubt, to fade. You are here to rise, to create, to blaze. Go now. Set the universe alight with your fire. Your time is now.